de égorgeurs. How is the view?
The view is beautiful from where I'm sitting, man. You look really beautiful.
Okay, sorry. This is...
Oh, there, you just got pooped on.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, he dropped a, oh, okay. How are you doing today, kid?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you mind if I start the interview process? Yeah, there's noise. I'll shut the window.
Yeah, good idea. What do you think is better, by the way? Because you're sitting like right behind it, so I'm looking over the camera. Should I look a little bit?
No, I'm cheating down like this, okay? So you can just look
Look
at
into
me.
the camera. Okay?
No, don't look into the camera. Look
No.
at me.
Okay.
Okay, so your sight lines are good, I think. Your sight lines are good.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think it works. How's Mr. Duck?
He's good.
Okay.
He's really cute today, really cuddly and sweet.
That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna start with one question.
Okay.
What is autism?
What is autism? Well, I see autism as a difference. We see the world different. We process information different. I just feel like our brains are wired differently, and therefore we just process things different, and we just see the whole world different in a more detailed way. I see everything in a lot of details, and yeah, a lot of people, they say that it's like a disorder, or some people even say that it's a disease, and I really don't like that. I see it as a difference.
Well, it's interesting because that was going to be my next question. Is it a disorder?
No, I really see it as a difference. We are different. I mean, if you compare, I always compare it with something like a fish underwater, for example, or a duck. If you would put a duck underwater with a fish, then he's not going to do all that well, obviously, because he's meant to live, on land and swim a little bit, but not underwater. So if you expect autistic people to function as neurotypicals, it just doesn't work. Then we just come across a lot of difficulties. And if you let us be us, if you let us the way we are as autistic people, then we can thrive.
Alright, so you're suggesting that if the world was run by autistic people, the neurotypical people would be the ones with the so-called disorder.
Yeah, definitely, because it's just because neurotypicals are still a majority. So everything that's different, that's seen as,
So autistic people don't have more difficulty. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Well, I read this on this support website for people with autism and their families and everything, and they said, describe what is good about somebody with autism and what are the good qualities. And honestly, not very many people did that. They took that opportunity to basically rag on their sons and daughters and say, well, it is a disorder, and it's they were kind of presenting it like it's a curse.
Yeah.
And I wrote in and just talked about your amazing good qualities. Like, for example, your smile, the fact that you're completely dependable.
Yeah.
That you always do and say what you say you're going to do and say.
Yeah. I like to keep my promises.
That's very different from neurotypical people.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think are the advantages of being autistic?
The advantages, well, for example, I make pencil drawings, and I make very detailed pencil drawings, and I just love to make them so detailed, and because I see the whole world so detailed, I can make very detailed pencil drawings as well. And what we can also do is like we can really like focus on a certain topic. Like I love science, for example. I love to focus on science and read about science, but also like I can really focus for hours on my drawing and on those tiny little details. And a lot of autistic people can do that, like focus on one specific thing, and that neurotypicals often don't have the patience for. And I think that's a huge advantage, because we can really like, I mean, I wouldn't call it obsessed, because obsessed is a bit negative. We can really have like a certain topic, a certain, like, yeah, it's more than a hobby.
A passion.
A passion, and then hours and hours of passion and patience for it.
So, what are the disadvantages to being autistic?
The disadvantage is that we do live in a neurotypical world. The world is chaotic. I find the world is not specific. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of noises. People expect a lot of things from us, like public transportation, for example. And yeah, those are the disadvantages, that people do expect us, like neurotypical things from us.
And so what is it about public transportation that's so tough?
With public transportation, you practically encounter everything that's difficult. It's it's unreliable, it's chaotic, it's noisy, a lot of sensory issues, a lot of like social interaction. There's a lot of people, of course, a lot of people on the bus, on the train, in the metro, etc. So you come across everything, you encounter everything that is difficult at the same time. So it's extremely draining and exhausting. Like when I go somewhere and I have an appointment somewhere, like even if it's for an hour or half an hour, then it just totally drains me out, mainly because of the public transportation.
Okay. Oh, tell me what happened this morning with Echo and your parfait.
Yeah, I love to eat parfait in the morning, yogurt with granola and fruit. And Echo, he was sitting on my head, and he was, I was eating my parfait, and he plopped in my parfait. And then he started flapping his wings, so everything was covered in it. His paws were covered in it, and his wings and his belly, everything. And then he was on my hand, and he was on my hand, and I said, oh no, don't go to my t-shirt. And he just walked to my t-shirt, and so everything was covered in yogurt and gooey, sticky fruit.
How often do you eat parfait?
Oh, every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Now, is that autism related?
Yeah, I think so, because if I like something, I extremely like it. And yeah, and then I need to have it like all the time.
And that's how you got your nickname Parfait Bo.
Yeah.
So, Echo is new in your life.
Yeah.
He's just over 3 months old.
Yeah, yes.
And we've had him for just about 4 weeks.
Yeah, about a month now.
And tell me just what was it like to lose Pilaf and to go into a state of mourning and then have Echo come into your life?
Well, losing Pilaf was really tough. It was really tough for me, because I had Pilaf for 18 years, and he was my friend for 18 years. He was also registered as my therapy animal, and he really helped me a lot with all the challenges I faced as an autistic person. And yeah, so losing him, it was just suddenly this big hole, like this big gap, and I was crying almost every evening. especially in the evenings. I had a lot of trouble with it, and so that was really tough. And I also thought that it would take me a lot longer to get ready to get a new feathered friend, but quite suddenly actually I was like ready for it again. And so then I immediately went on the internet looking for, well, not immediately, I did a lot of research for like, okay, what kind of parrot would be good, because we live in an apartment, we don't want to have something that's, you know, that's too loud, like a bird that like screams really loud. And so I just found out after a lot of research that green-cheek conures were like really affectionate and not loud, and you can teach them tricks, and they're extremely intelligent. So I looked online where to get a green-cheek conure for green-cheek conure breeders, and so we found one, and then we got Echo. Yeah, we went to visit him once, and that was really nice, and he cuddled us already, and
We only looked at one bird. He was the only bird.
Yeah, we didn't even look at the other ones. This one was so cute.
Once he came over and started being very social with us, we just knew, what's the point of looking at some other bird, right?
Yeah, no indeed. Yeah, and then he's so cuddly. I really thought, oh, it's going to take a while until he gets like affectionate and cuddly and that he wants to be petted, but it's like practically almost immediately.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's so sweet.
Do you think the connection, the special connection you have, that you had with Pilaf and now with Echo, is that autism related? Your connection with animals in general?
I think it might be, because I'm such a huge animal lover, and I really tune in with how they feel and how to approach them in a certain way. I was like, when I was younger, I did volunteer work for animal ambulance in the Netherlands, and I also had a few like experiences there that's with wild cats, for example. It was a wild cat, and he was like on somebody's balcony, and nobody could get him. And there were a few teams went there already to try to catch the cat, and because they were afraid he was going to jump off the balcony and hurt or get killed. So and then I had a shift, so I tried, and I just approached him really slow, and it was like within 2 minutes I had him in my arms, in my hands, and he was fine, he was calm, and I could put him in this carrier, and it was all fine. Yeah,
what are the other things you think you're good at because of your autism?
Puzzles?
Puzzles? What kind of puzzles?
Solving puzzles. Like, suppose like 3D puzzles like Rubik's Cube, for example, and there's also this puzzle on the brain. And I bought it many years ago, and then in the store they said, yeah, give us a call when you solve it, because nobody has ever solved it yet. And so I thought, okay, wow, cool, it's going to take me a whole summer of fun. And then I brought it home, and I was like playing for it for 20 minutes or so, and I already had it solved. And it was just so simple actually. There was no other way to do it. And then so I called the store, and they hardly believed me actually. They were like really in awe that I already solved it so fast. So that was really fun.